Hi guys, it's Melissa with Embellish in Watertown, Wisconsin, embellishwithlissa.com. Happy to be here tonight. I just finished a really great team meeting online with my wonderful Stampin' Up! Demonstrator team, and I thought I would come and show you guys one of the projects that we made. We had 3 fancy folds tonight and a beautiful demonstration by one of our teamies, and we just had so much fun. It was a blast. I love those ladies. But this is one of the cards that I showed tonight, and you guys get to see it now too. It's also a swap card, which demonstrators love to do swaps. We all make like 20 of the same card, and then we swap with other people, so we get 20 different ones back. And it's just a great way to connect with other demonstrators and learn new ideas and techniques. So I hope the people who get my little flip fold card here like them, because I thought they were really cute and they take no more work than an average card does. Not pretty. What really makes this though is the paper pack, and I should have looked up the name of that before I started. It's Bright and Beautiful. Let me think. There it is. Yeah, Bright and Beautiful. It's a 6x6 pack, and you do need one whole 6x6 chunk for each of these cards. So that's why there's 2 colors, because I didn't have enough to make all of my cards the same color. So I chose the Berry Burst ombre background and the Pretty Peacock ombre background. Aren't they pretty? Those are hands down my 2 favorite Stampin' Up! Colors right now. So the stamp set that I'm going to use tonight is called Inked and Tiled, and it is a bundle. It has a cool new pair of punches that go with it, but you can also use it by itself, and I've been using that quite a lot lately. It's on page 95 of the new Stampin' Up! Catalog, the one that looks like this. And if you don't have this catalog, this is the newest one, I'd be more than happy to send it to you. You can request one at embellishwithlissa.com. Okay, the cool thing about this card too is that it uses very little actual cardstock, way less than a regular card. So let's talk about what we need to start with. You need a quarter sheet, which is a quarter of 8.5 by 11, and so instead of being a full card size, which would be double this, you're just using the background. You need a 4 by 5.25 inch piece of pattern paper that's going to go on our background. You'll need the flap piece, which measures, I wrote this down, 2.5 inches this way by 5.5 inches this way. Okay, and it gets scored so it has a 1-inch flap at the top. That's not difficult, right? And that is going to get tucked right in there, so it's not sticking out on the back. It's neatly tucked in behind the pattern paper. And then underneath that, because this is one of those fancy folds where it actually has space to write, is a really nice piece of 2.5 by 5.25 of your white color or your neutral. And that goes under the flap and extends all the way down past the flap. And that is where you get to put your sentiment stamp. So anything that's 1 inch by 2.5 inches, any sentiment would fit right in that spot. So that's kind of a fun little trick. So only the flappy part comes up then. And if you have cut your pattern paper from a 6x6 sheet of paper, you can get the 4-inch chunk here, and this little 2-inch chunk is going to fit right on the back side of your flap. So let me show you what that looks like. I ran out of this ombre paper when I was making these, or I would be showing you with the exact paper, but isn't that pretty? So beautiful. So I'm just using it with scraps here. And then the last touch and finish for our card, so I'm going to put those all together in a minute here, is the focal point. And that measures 2 inches wide by 4 inches tall. Okay, so let's assemble this puppy. All right, so I've got my background paper. It's hard to cover up the other side. It's so pretty. This was the piece from the Masterfully Made collection. It's probably my favorite pattern on there because it has newsprint and florals. And I love both newsprint and floral. So, okay, then I'm going to tuck that flap in and center it before it dries. Oh, it's almost dry. Hang on. The good thing about the using the green glue is that it's repositionable, or not repositionable, but it takes a second to dry. So if you're like me and you just can't help but put things down crooked sometimes, there we go. You can position it before it's too late. Okay, so that's our flap, and it will loosen up. You can burnish it with your bone folder to make it lay flatter, but it will loosen up too. And of course, when you send it in an envelope, it'll stay shut. All right, and then you can stamp this before you assemble it or wing it like I'm going to live on camera. And put this piece down first. Okay, and just double check that it'll be covered by the flap before the glue solidifies. Then I've got my little extra scrap of coordinating or contrasting pattern paper. Because why not, right? If you got this extra flap, it is extra space to decorate. Boy, we're almost done already. Isn't that amazing? And then this will be our focal point. All right, who thinks I can stamp this without screwing it up? I'm using Berry Burst ink, and I always seem to need birthday cards, so I am using the inked and tiled Happy Birthday stamp. Grab a little piece of scratch paper here and see how straight this one stamps. That's pretty straight. Okay, so if it's crooked, it's my fault, not the stamp. Okay? And I'm going to try and center it. See how well I did. Oh, that's pretty good. Sometimes I impress myself. I'll call that good. What happened? I pulled out some Bubble Bath drops because I love that color with Berry Burst. Put one on either side of my sentiments. That'll help draw the eye down to read the sentiment. Okay, so the rest is just this flower focal point that we need. So I'm going to start with the biggest leaf from Inked and Tiled. It's kind of a artistic weathered leaf, and I'm stamping in Bubble Bath, which is such a pretty pale pink. It's a pink with a lot of blue background. You know, some pinks have kind of a grayish background. Some pinks have a lot of red in them. This has just like a pale purpley background. And then I'm going to stamp the other image, the tall flowers, wildflowers, I assume, in the darker Berry Burst ink. Pretty, pretty. That's all there is to it. I could put that up on dimensionals if I like, but since the flap is dimensional already, I'm just going to lay it flat. But any tall image would work there. Any tall flower, large flower would work there. There you go. Something different from an ordinary card. It actually takes less cardstock than an ordinary card. But no more time. I love that. Love that. I hope that gives you an idea for your 6x6 paper stacks. And everything I used tonight, ink pads, stamps, clear blocks, even my scissors are from Stampin' Up! And if you didn't know already, I sell Stampin' Up! So if you need any, I would be honored to be your demonstrator. My Stampin' Up! Website is lyssa.stampinup.net, lyssa.stampinup.net, and my inspiration blog and my personal shop and everything else, my layout library, 31 pages in 31 days, that is all at embellishwithlyssa.com. So I would love to see you there. Be sure to leave me a comment or a thumbs up and let me know you've been stalking me online. Thanks for watching this easy fanciful tonight, and I hope you will try it.